Tuning in with Dr. Leisha, the preacher. Okay. Heads up, guys. My house has 5 children in it now. So it is always off the chain over here. So my lives may have kids screaming in the background, laughing, playing, fighting, parents yelling, all kind of stuff. So just know that it is what it is. And I love every moment of it, okay? Now, most grandparents today can't stand the thought of having grandkids living with them. They can't stand it. Can't stand it. Is it a lot of work? Oh, yes. Jesus Christ, it's a lot of work. Oh my God, it's a lot of work. But I love it, guys. I love it. I wouldn't trade it for the world. Just a month ago, it was just me and my one adult daughter that live here. And she's quiet as a mouse most of the time. So, whew, now I really feel important, have a sense of purpose. Because I lived, when I say the extreme full family life, we left no room for anything to be ignored or, you know what I mean? We lived like full, four athletes. You know what I'm saying? And two of the four were extreme, um, like star athletes. Two of the four were extreme star athletes to the point where one of the kids actually got a scholarship to college and graduated from college playing basketball kind of stuff. So, we lived a very large family life. It was very, when I say I love the family I raised, I have a lot of pride in it. Yeah, it was very fucked up, a lot of fucked up shit. And y'all know about that stuff. But it wasn't all that. Everything has pros and cons, good and bad, period. And the good in my life has been really good, and the bad has been really bad. Balance. So, but at the end of the day, though, I have lived a life in Michigan, in Michigan, where Black women are not the preference. We're not the preference. Most Black women, now some Black women will deny what I'm saying. They'll act like, oh, I don't know what you're talking about. There's plenty of Black men that love us here. Okay. All righty. Anyway, but my whole life, even as early as childhood, I knew white women were the preference and that Black women were not. Now, I was raised to believe I was beautiful, talented, and I have always gone for the gold. That's just my personality. And I raised my kids to be the same way because that's just who I am. But I still knew that the men in my own culture, my own tribe, my own community, my skin color, of you know, my kind do not want us. They don't want us. They don't. As a collective. As a collective, Black men do not want Black women. But it's my job as a Black woman to obey God regardless of these men. And I have pride in having Black children. I did not want no mixed kids. I chose to pick the best Black man available at the time and do my business. I couldn't rely on him to want me back or to be committed or desire me or want me. I couldn't depend on that. Not in Michigan. I couldn't depend on that. I just had to be true to me. And being true to me was to find the best possible Black guy at the time, be committed. I was always married. I got married at age 20. I got to catch them fast because, once them white women get a hold of them, that's it. No, but I caught a black guy in college. I was 20. I met him at 18. I was a freshman. I mean, he was already there a couple years. So all the upperclassmen are already scoping out the freshmen. So I knew I was being scoped out. Come on now. I knew I was being scoped out. So I figured, but he was the third black guy that approached me. The first one, I didn't like the way he chewed his food. I couldn't do it. He just would not wipe the food off his mouth. So I couldn't do that one. And then the next guy that approached me as soon as I got to college, the freshmen, they all on it. The upperclassmen, they be on the freshmen trying to, you know. So the second guy that approached me at college, I was like, "You already graduated?" No, I don't do that. I don't do that. So sorry. Find someone that's already graduated with you. You're not going to hijack my years when you already done this and had your fun and go. No. So, but number three, guy number three was the one. Mhm. He was the one. And he had already, hi, let me see, can I say your name? Bob Busback. Hi. But guy number three, what was unique about him though, he hadn't really been with, now he hadn't really been, he had only been with like hundreds of white girls. And I thought that was weird to have a dark skinned man. I mean, this man was like darker, way darker. I'm dark skinned, he darker than me, right? And I'm like, you've never really been with a black girl. How is that possible? And I already knew he was a star football player at the school, and he had been with, you know. So I just like, okay, this is different. This is like some Carlton on the Fresh Prince of Bel Air type shit. You know what I'm saying? So this will be fun. Hey, okay, so I locked in with him. You gonna be my college boyfriend. I know you've been here 2 years ahead of me, so no problem. So you know the ropes. You know this community. You know this school inside out. So he's the one. Locked in. Star athlete. That's my thing. I was a star athlete in high school. You know what I'm saying? So perfect. Ching ching. I hit the jackpot. And I did. I hit the jackpot. I found the right black guy at college. Felt special being, among the very few black girls he had been with. So I'm like, okay, I'm not the preference, but at least I'm like one of the first black girls. You know what I'm saying? I got to rank in there and feel special some kind of way. So that's how I found my special spot. Hey, I'm one of the rare black ones that got him. Hey, I just was, I had to psych myself, because I did not want to be ran through in college. I wasn't going to be ran through. I need one guy for all them 4 years, period. And then I could move on. But I was not going to be one of them black girls that every black guy on campus going to hit it. And then the white guy starts sneaking in too. I said, nope, nope. I picked one guy and he was it. And all 4 of my college years was spent with one man. One man. No other man had sex with me in college at all. In fact, that husband, I hadn't slept with nobody but him. That was it. I was completely fake. Now he wasn't, of course. He was never ever faithful to me ever. He wasn't faithful to me during dating, during the marriage, none of that. I can't claim that. And of course, he was with a bunch of white women before. But he was consistent even after me. The 2 women after me were black. So I felt like I'd started a trend in his life, created a high standard. You marry queens, you know what I mean? But you can play with everything else. The peasants, go ahead, enjoy the peasants. So, so that was my thing. But it's been very difficult, you know, living the life as the non-preference when it comes to men. Although I love myself. Self-love is so important. So the first guy, we got together, everything was great, married kids, a family business, we checked all the boxes. But it didn't work because the cheating got to me after I had the kids. Before the kids, the cheating didn't bother me, but after the kids, it did. So I left. And when I left, I ended up with a second marriage that going in, I believe that I was encountering something different. It wasn't the same type of experience with the first marriage. No, this was something different. I felt like I wanted to avoid it, to be honest. I really was trying to pass it by. I really was trying, but I kept being drawn. I just kept being drawn. And he seemed like he was fairly determined. It was his initial determination, but I wasn't really convinced because he claimed he was a virgin, and that was kind of like a turnoff to me. I mean, I know most women would think that's great. Oh, he's a virgin, you would be his first. Oh, so cute. I looked at it like lack of experience. I'm going to have to do everything. It's like a child. That's how I looked at it. So, I don't know how true his virginity was. It just was not important to me at all. But um I just would I value experience. I'll just put it that way. I value experience. Not that you got to be ran through or ran through her or nothing, but I value when people have some experience with relationships, especially with breaking up and stuff like that. Because the way he broke up shows how inexperienced the inexperience showed up on how he broke up. The inexperience showed up how he stole my daughter's girlfriend. The inexperience showed up. And that's what I regretted, or tried to avoid being with a man that had no relationship experience, didn't have sex. So he claimed. I believe all that was a lie, of course, but he claimed it and was living it and playing the part. And yeah, I'm an actress. I went with it. He's paying the bills. Why not? So have it your way. It's our marriage. You propose. You providing. Have it your way, right? But with him, he came off more like I can't be with white people. You know, it's not so much that he said those words, but I mean, like I fixed him up with a prom date, a white girl. Okay. And after the prom, he didn't really pursue her. I mean, that was the chance to really, because she was a virgin. That was two versions. I hooked up two versions to be prom dates. They were both my close, close friends. He was a close friend and she was a close friend. They knew each other. We were in the same honors program. They were extreme nerds. So I suggest they go to the prom. So two virgins should have hit it off. But that's not what he wanted. He wanted a fast ass girl like me. That's what he wanted. He wanted a fast ass girl. I fixed him up with a white virgin and he turned a white virgin down. And later on in life, I even introduced them. Well, they never got introduced or went out or nothing like that, I'm aware of. Not that I'm aware of. But I even tried to fix them up with one of my aunts who had a better image than me. It's not that she was better than me, but she had a better image. She was really good at keeping her image tight. So I was like, maybe I just felt like he needed someone more like him. If you such a big time virgin and all that, you need someone like you. Because I ain't. And I'm proud of it. I'm proud of my experience and growth in life. And I don't want to revert back because you don't have no experience. Like that was the attitude I have. But I had to let that go because the man is still grown. He still, has an adult job, an engineer. That's some real job shit. That ain't like McDonald's. You know what I'm saying? The McDonald's is fine, guys. I go there a lot. Okay. But I'm just saying, this is an engineer job, the kind of job you got to go to college. So the fact that he's a virgin, you can't hold that against the person when they've gone to college, earn an engineering degree, guys, a full scholarship. He ain't have to pay shit. A Urkel, a smart dude, but just didn't have any life experience. According to him, I think it was a lie, but according to him, and I'm just gonna play the role, like, okay. So, he turned down all the quote unquote righteous type women, the women that should fit his image. He liked bad girls. Now, I wasn't a true bad girl, but I was no damn virgin. I was no, you know, I wasn't claiming the shit he was claiming. I'm married, divorced, 2 kids. Come on, let's stop playing here. Let's be grown. But he came off as the kind of guy that was really into black people to me. He really didn't have no white people in his life. There was no white people in his life. He was collard greens eating. His parents are straight from down south. They weren't even born in Detroit. His parents weren't born in Detroit. He was born in Detroit, but his parents weren't. They straight from the south. His parents pretty much graduated from high school down there and came up here. So, he's collard greens and cornbread eating brother, you know? So he came off as black only. That's how he came off in the marriage. And we lived a very black marriage, an extremely black marriage. Even though we're both college educated, we end up with PhDs and stuff, but our marriage was very black. It was so black that he thought a vacation was whatever his job sent him on, on a trip, a business trip though. I'm like, no, dude, that's called a business trip. That's not like vacation. I'm sorry. I had to teach him what a real vacation was. Or I found all kind of places to go. No, I am not going to just be tagging along on you on these damn business trips thinking that this is it. No, boo boo. I had to show him, y'all. Again, typical black people shit. When you ain't used to really going nowhere, doing nothing. Like they was the kind of kids that grew up. Their parents never took them to McDonald's or nothing like that. They had to cook at the house and eat that shit. It was no McDonald's and stuff. We're, we live right down the strip from the fast food strip. Me and my sister, we picked every day we want to eat. It was either Burger King, McDonald's, KFC. We live right there. We had Arthur Treacher's. Everything was like 2 blocks from us. We had a working mom. So he and I grew up so different. I was independent all through the neighborhood. I even had a, one of my best friends in elementary school was a boy that dressed in clothes. So I was just way advanced. And again, I was a child that was molested by 3 different uncles from ages 5 to 11. So I was way different from him. And I had no reason to be ashamed of it. I gained a lot of world knowledge and experience young. And I read the Bible from front to back like twice by the time I was 18. So my mind was just way beyond him, regardless. But at the end of the day, he left me for a white woman, right? Which is not that big of a deal. You guys don't have no idea how many white friends I have. And he and I even had sex with, white women together. We were swingers together on our journey. But so the only reason why I make it a big deal on my channel about, he left me for a white woman. He left me for a white woman. He left me for a white woman. Because that's what people like to hear. And it made my channel like almost double in subscription. Before I started talking about that, my channel was growing very, very slow, just being, basic. But once I said, my husband left me for a white woman, oh my God, my channel started growing. I'm like, that's all I have to do is spit it that way. And I don't have a problem with white women. Y'all would be surprised the extent that I don't have a problem with white women. I live in Michigan. I can't afford to have issues with the white women. But for the sake of this channel, I have to come off that way. I have to because it grew my channel. So I'm gonna stick with it. But most people that know me know that I have no problem with white people like that. You know what I mean? Like, you know, it is what it is. So, and he know that. In fact, I have an email I could share where he was shocked that I had a problem that he's with a white woman. I don't have a problem with it, guys, but the way I'm complaining, the way I'm spinning it, he called me out on it like, how dare you? Like, you had all these friends that's white. He was like, you're the last person on earth who should be talking like this. But it grew my channel, guys. It grew my channel. And it is a trend. It is a trend for black women to have an issue with all these white women pushing up on our men, stealing them, getting them, you know. But that's all I know. I don't know life any other way. I don't know black men that actually want black women. I don't know any. I've never met one. I've never met a black man that's like, oh, I'm sister only, I'm committed. It's all about the blackness and all that. I ain't never met one, so why waste my time looking for some? I just have to deal with the ones that, yeah, they prefer white or whatever else, anything not black, but they can't always get what they want, so they just end up with a black woman anyway. So that's what end up with. I had that twice. I end up with two black men that really prefer white people. They think white people are better. They really do. They really think white people are better than us. And I can't control how black people feel. You know what I mean? I mean, it would be no black people left in my life if I went around trying to screen who is more pro black than others. It's a waste. So many black people self hate and think that white people are better. It's just our life. And white people exploit us for that. They depend on us hating ourselves and thinking that they are better. They depend on that. They depend on it. And it's the only life I know in Michigan. The only life I know. Because even those of us who claim we just so pro black and we like black people only and all this kind of stuff, those of us who claim it, we be lying. Soon as our baby look light skinned, we be like, oh, we got light skinned baby. We be so happy when our babies are light skinned and mixed and all that stuff. We just be lying to ourselves. That's why white people can just play with us because we don't even take ourselves serious. White people just run game on us 24/7. Yes, they do. They run game on us 24/7 because we believe that they're better. We chase after them, running after marriage and money and houses, and we will walk away from people. We will walk away from 20 and 25 years of marriage with black people just to get that final white prize. I know I've seen it over and over and over in my family. Almost every black man in my family has been with white women. Almost everyone, every uncle has married them, got kids with them, all that stuff. It's an epidemic, a pandemic epidemic or something. Black men can't stand black women and they think white women are better. And they will divorce us to go be with them as a final prize, consolation prize or something. And it's been going on since I was a little girl and it ain't stopped yet. And it ain't going nowhere. It ain't going nowhere. So we women have to decide for ourselves. Do we want as close to black kids as we can get? Or are we going to be like our brothers and just settle for the white people? You know what I mean? And just put up with that. But I made a choice, whether black men wanted me or not. I wanted a black kids. Well, I never wanted kids, to be honest. I never wanted any. But once God told me to have one, I was glad that my husband was black. Put it that way. I never wanted to marry nobody white. Never, ever. I don't mind, being friends with white people, even casually dating. Casually dating, just. But I've never really wanted to be married to white people or get that tangled up with them like that. Never really. But then as I've gotten older and become polyamorous and dating couples kind of exclusively, I kind of date couples exclusively at this point. Although I'm not dating anyone right now, it's been a couple of years since any man has touched my body, seen me naked or anything. When I say self love, I'm loving on myself. It feels good to shave when I want to shave, and, just put on whatever perfumes and stuff I want to put on and outfits that I want to put on and wear them all day. Because, see, when I hated it, I used to hate it when I get all cute and put all this work into my appearance, spend like 2 hours to get ready, and then a guy just want to undress me and do me. It's like, ew, I gotta show off my outfit. I mean, I smell good. I didn't shave my hair. Let me show my without the work I've done myself. You know what I mean? Before you strip it all down, like I put all this work into this. What? So yeah, I enjoy these years right now. Just me, and I hope I don't get carried away. I hope I don't lose track of time. And then next thing I look up, 5, 10 years then went by and I ain't went on no date. You know what I'm saying? Like really, But it's easy to do with 5 kids in the house, y'all. It'll be easy to do. Because I actually love me, love my kids, and my grandkids. Any condition we in right now, I don't care. Because I got some grandkids, they're delayed in some things because they've been kind of highly, extremely sheltered in life and like no outside play kind of stuff. And so, you know, it's really buck wild over here because they have to learn how to play outside. They, keep the yard. I have a fenced in yard, but they don't know that you're supposed to stay in here. So that's it. It's they're learning. No, you're learning. So it is buck wild, but I wouldn't have life any other way. There's something about me that I love. I can't explain it. My kids and grandkids, they're me. They're part of my womb, my body, and that matters to me. I want to follow my kids around everywhere they go, make sure they're safe and okay. That's just who I am. And people hate that about me. I think that's one of the main reasons they judge me so hard and call my kids out their name because they know how much I love them. And see, the thing about me, I let my kids also learn their lessons in life. I don't overly shield them where they can't learn, where they can't fall and skin their knee. You know what I mean? I'm not going to run and immediately put a band aid on. Let's take a look at the scrape. How bad is it? Let's spray a little bit of hydrogen peroxide on it and let the bubbles, you know what I mean? And if it needs a band aid, we'll put one on. But for the most part, the air is what you need, So I'm one of those parents. Even when my kids are in marriages or relationships that are complicated, I don't just run in and rescue them. No, I let them learn what they need to learn. Like I've had to learn through life. I let my kids learn through life, but I'm there though. I'm there while they're learning. Like my daughter would share with me, we were on the phone today. She said, Mom, you never even told me that my dad hit you. She said, why you never told me that? I said, it wasn't going to benefit you to know that. You had legal visitation. Why would I send you over there to him and his new woman with that kind of information? She said, you so strong. You so strong. People just don't know, understand how deep you are and how mature you are. I said, I know they don't. People think I'm just a ran through hoe who deserve to be left for a white woman. That's what they think, Lori. And I just let them think it. I know all the hard work and labor and love I put into my marriage. I'll never get credit. I will never get credit for the love, care, nurture that I put into my marriages and family. I'll never get credit for it. Just because he want to run off with a white woman. Just because he wants to inappropriately touch my children, allow us to be raped, allow us, and then run off with one of my daughter's girlfriends because he got his way, crossed all kind of boundaries. I don't get credit for the real work that was done. And it's so unfair. But at least my daughters, they remember their mom. They remember all the love, care that I poured into them. Now, I'm not the same person that I was back then. I'm a little more responsive with my grandkids as far as like the everyday. I kind of mimic their mom, I put it that way. She has a different parenting style, so I try to mimic her, you know, because she's their mom. Why would I try to look different to her? We actually look alike, my grandkids. But anyway, back to, just the self love. The self love is so important because when you have self love, self care for yourself, your children, and your grandchildren, whoever's in your world, then when other people dog you out, dismiss you, discard you, throw you away, decide you ain't good enough more anymore, or whatever, marry somebody else in your face, whatever they do to you, you will be able to keep going. Keep going as God lead and guide. Yeah, you may cry. You may, vent. And in my case, I'm even telling my story to the point where I want my stuff televised. I want to see my life on the screen. Like, for example, I can see myself having auditions for the Sugar Baby. Now, the Sugar Baby's role, it's going to pretty much be what it was. Cast the Sugar Baby to look differently, though. I want her to look the way that I want the Sugar Baby to look. You know what I'm saying? But as far as like the character, the role and all that, it's gonna be pretty much what the Sugar Baby did. Because I pretty much wrote about most of it to him. He and I wrote about the Sugar Baby constantly because I was constantly negotiating. Take the Sugar Baby and the boys and just leave the girls to me. But he wanted everybody. He wanted my entire family. He stole my mom, my girls, the Sugar Baby, Bree Baby, the kids. He took it all. He didn't want to let go of nothing. I'm like, please. This is before he left me, guys. I got emails negotiating with him. Just take the Sugar Baby. Just take that girl and go. That's your daughter. Of course, she was more than that. That was his woman. But I'm trying to keep his paws off my daughters. I'm trying to, pull his grip away off of them. And if it took this Sugar Baby and my adopted boys, I don't talk to none of these people. I was serious about my deal with him. I wasn't lying. That's why I don't talk to the boys or the Sugar Baby because guess what? That was the deal we were supposed to have. You were supposed to take her and the boys, but you end up overstepping. He did not follow anything that we agreed to. So, when people are greedy, God has to, restore things that are stolen and lost on in the process. So this is what the Sugar Baby don't know. He used to touch my daughter. He touched her on her ass. So I was trying to save her ass. You know what I mean? And you volunteered, Sugar Baby. So I threw your ass out there. Here, take her ass. She throwing it all up in your face. Take it. And I started sending my daughter everywhere. She ended up going to Lansing for a year. I sent her to rehab. I was trying to keep her out of my husband's face and push the Sugar Baby in his face. Now I didn't have to do it. The Sugar Baby was volunteering, y'all. I was just letting it. That's what I mean. But when I clocked it, what was going on, I started negotiating hard. I let her have her way with him. It was so easy. She should stop and think, why was this so easy? Why am I still around? Girl, you were traded off, baby. And I got emails to prove it. He couldn't believe he was juggling two families. He even said, I can't believe I'm like my dad. Got two families. But I thought he was talking about the Sugar Baby family, but Bree Baby was in the background. So he got at least three families. He got me. Well, I'm dead and gone now. But he got Sugar Baby. She's still around. Okay. And he got Bree Baby now. And of course, he ain't lost all them other people that's still hanging on him. They still there. Well, all I know is that me and my girls are grown. Ah, Jesus, hallelujah, thank you. He ain't got my no more. My ass is gone. My daughter's asses is gone. And he was trying to, creep in on my grandkids. No, no, no. I had to let my son-in-law know, please. Now he may secretly still try to get money from him in the background or whatever too. Who knows? Everybody was trying to get money from that man. But for the most part, I made it very clear to my son-in-law, I don't fuck with him. You know. So people, if you leave any doors open, any windows open, niggas will get in, ladies. They'll get in. You gotta shut them doors hard. Once God deliver you clean, because literally my daughter and the kids only been here a few weeks. So it's only been a few weeks that we are officially clear of him. Yeah, he walked out 5 years ago to be with this white woman, but he's just losing his grip on our life completely now, 5 years later. He still sent a note to my daughter talking about some I love you and I'm praying for you. After her husband and the husband that you married her to beat her down, you didn't stick around to make sure that she was okay in this marriage. But thank God it's over now. I don't think he's going to ever reach out to us again. It should be too embarrassing, I would imagine. Again, sugar baby, brie baby, control the nigga y'all stole. Control the nigga you stole. Don't let him reach out to us. Stop him. Just like I couldn't stop him from reaching out to y'all. Can y'all talk to him? Ask him to never reach out to my daughters again. Now, I don't think he'll ever reach out to me. Okay, everybody hate me that much, right? But he still feels some kind of way about my daughters. And every day that he spend with the door open with the sugar baby is proof that how much he really want my daughter. It was never the sugar baby, sugar baby. He was coming after Lori. And when you came, I was like, thank God. Whew. Now the attention can be off of her. Why do you think I was so nice to you? So I could get him off of my daughter. And I didn't realize the extent he was eyeballing my other daughter, where he would marry her to somebody behind my back, to somebody who almost tried to kill her. But now she's with me. It's only been a few weeks. Her and the kids, they safe with their mama and grandma now. So again, he walked out 5 years ago, but he's been overstepping ever since, collecting all the women he can, even my daughters. He was that close, guys, to having my daughters not even talk to me. Well, they went a couple of years without talking to me, actually. During the divorce process, majority of that time, my daughters were not talking to me for at least 2 years because of that man. He had that much control over their minds and influence. After 25 years of marriage, he was their stepdad. A stepdad's grip on your kids can be stronger than you realize, women. I'm giving y'all a heads up based on my experience. I had to fight. I had to beg one of them to let me in my own house. I was sitting in my driveway for about 3 or 4 hours before that nigga called and said, let her in. Let her in. And then he ain't talked to my daughter since. Because he knew once I was in the house, it was a wrap. His influence was over. But the other girl was married to, that man. So I had to wait. I had to wait. I had to wait. Because her husband and my ex are dependent on each other. Just like the step, the fake stepfather in the background, calling my daughters bitches and dykes and shit. So you got three men, a fake ass older stepfather in the background, my ex, and then my daughter's actual husband, all attacking us, all calling us out of our name, all being disrespectful. Because even though the ex is sending a note like, I'm praying for you, I love you, whatever, but he also asking, like, is this relationship over or something? Like, he broke my ribs. Why wouldn't it be over, Dad? Why wouldn't it be over? Why would you want me to be with a man that fight me? What kind of stepfather even want that? And Bree, baby, I tell you. Woo wee. Cause she had a son a few years ago. Her little son talking about trying to defend my ex-husband, calling him a parent. I'm like, since when my husband became your parent, little boy? You don't look like the two boys I raised. You some strange ass mixed kid out there. I don't know who the fuck you are, little boy, calling my husband your parent. Your mama got you fucked up. Your mama got you fucked up. She don't know, and you don't know either, little boy. Woo child. But at the end of the day, he is not our problem no more. Thank God. That man is not our problem no more. He is Bree baby and her kids' problem now. Praise God. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah, Jesus. Hallelujah for freeing me and my babies. Freeing us from the narcissistic, child molesting, just stealing out of women and just, oh, Jesus. Jesus, thank you, Lord, for freedom. It's only been a few weeks. It's only been a few weeks, y'all, since I mean, it's just this, it's a fresh deliverance. Just because a man leave you don't mean he left. Just because he leave don't mean he left. Well, I'm just not feeling. I feel like my daughter, having both my daughters here and having a grand, is finally over. It didn't end until that other daughter came. She didn't die during the beat up. Thank God my daughter didn't die during the breakup. Thank you, Jesus, that the head banging didn't kill her. Thank you, the choking didn't kill her. Thank you that he stumped her in the ribs and broke them up. Thank you, God, it didn't kill her. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you for saving my baby. Thank you, because that man married her to some God. He married her to a monster and left her. Jesus. But she's back. She's back. Both my babies are back. And that evil man is out of our life now. He's gone. He don't have a grip on us. He don't have a grip on us no more. Thank you, sugar baby. Thank you, sugar baby. Thank you for saving us. Oh, Jesus, thank you. Thank you, Bree baby. Thank you. I pray for your family, but thank you for saving mine. Thank you for saving mine. All I can do is pray for you and your kids because you have no idea what this man did. You don't believe it. I know you don't believe anything I'm saying on these almost 7,000 videos. I know you don't believe it. Just like the sugar baby don't believe it either. She just want the money, just like you, Bree. Just want the money and the attention. That's it. But we over here then suffered broken ribs, being cheated on, you know, so you can have this loser. But again, all I can do is really thank you at the end of the day. Thank you. Sugar baby, Bree baby, birthday twins, work wives, Mr. Mark. Thank you, Mark. You came into our home and loved me in front of the family. You loved me. It made me feel so special, buying me fancy clothes and taking me to fancy restaurants. And, you know, you made me feel so good. My husband felt good. I enjoyed watching him smile that year. Despite all the hell we've gone through, it still felt good to have someone in the home that made us smile. So I do thank Mr. Mark for coming through, although he, you know, had to go fast. As fast as he came, he had to go. But while he was there, I will say it was fun. He was the most fun person, man I've ever experienced. Just pure fun. He's the one that took me to Jamaica for the first time to a new resort, Hito. He took me there. And that made me feel so like next level. That's all I can tell you. I just felt next level being with him. He picked my spirit up off the ground because I was so crushed. So I thank Mr. Mark, Bree Baby, Sugar Baby, Birthday, all like I said, I thank all the people who ultimately Most High used to free me and deliver me and provide the escape so that my kids and I can be restored again today. And like I said, he walked out 5 years ago, but it's just recently that we're able to reunite. And we're reunited and it feels so good. Mm. We're reunited. And I just don't know the words, but um mm, 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 mm. We both are so excited because we're reunited. Hey, hey. Yes, my family, the real family, the original family, before the second marriage, we're reunited and it feels so good. Yeah, we're broke down. We're not the same people, but I'm just glad we're back together again. Back together again. Back together again. Got my babies back. Ain't nothing like getting your kids back after people then, you know, tried to kill them, really. My kids were set up for death, and God sent them back to me. We're a little rough, but hey, at least we got each other. I'm thankful. So I'm gonna keep tuning in. So again, so when it get to the point where I can actually start putting together auditions and you know, Bree Baby will just be an old ugly white woman the way Bree Baby is, just an old ugly white woman, in my generation. But the Sugar Baby, I'm gonna make her like extra, She's gonna be like, you know what I mean? Because she contributed the most. She really, I mean, there were times when I had to leave my house for a whole year and Sugar Baby held it down. At least twice. At least twice. That's why I believe she deserves alimony. I believe the Sugar Baby in my scenario deserves alimony because I am a witness to what she provided for my husband. I'm a witness. He used her for protection. She would physically fight for him. He used her for his emotions. He used her to speak up for him. I mean, she was being a wife. I watched her be his wife. It just wasn't legal at a courthouse. But I know what a wife is. She was in my home. You know what I'm saying? I know what a wife is. I trained her. I trained her. I showed her. I gave her the room. I never argued with her. She was in training. Once she volunteered, I said, okay, she just don't know what I know. Once she volunteered, it was on then. Like I said, what else you need, Sugar Baby? What else, girl? All I could think was, "Whoo, this divorce is gonna be beautiful." That's all I could think. Sugar Baby represented a beautiful divorce, and he was so in love. He was in love with her. I watched him fall in love with my own eyes and heart and mind. I saw it, and I'm not a person that's gonna step in the way of nobody's love. Because it's so rare to have. It's so rare to experience. what they had. I didn't even mess with it, even though it was gonna hurt me in the long run and hurt my daughter in the long run. But at that moment, I needed it too. She was my only hope. Otherwise, I just would have been a joke, straight up joke, had it not been for that sugar baby. So that's why I want her to get alimony. I also want my daughter to get alimony. He think my alimony is some shit. Wait till we try to get the alimony for everybody that's supposed to get it. Whatever's left, I guess Sugar Baby can get. Not Sugar Baby, but Bree Baby. So many babies in here. Bree Baby, yeah, Bree Baby. Yeah, hopefully there's something left when by the time we done. Before the black women are done, Bree, you a white woman. I want to make sure all us sisters get this nigga money before you get it. Okay, so that's what's going on here, Bree Baby. I want to make sure my black ass, my daughter's black ass, and the Sugar Baby's black ass, we get that damn money and not your white ass. Even if Sugar Baby helped you, even if Sugar Baby introduced y'all, I wouldn't be surprised if the Sugar Baby, her mama, and the whole crew even introduced y'all. I wouldn't be surprised. But again, that'll come out later. I'm not ready for that information. I'm lining other stuff up. But that'll be so juicy later because you got to leave suspense out there, guys. You got to leave room to, you know, be surprised. Suspense. We know they met, but I just don't have the details, you know? But that'll come later, later. But right now, I want to start, casting the roles of these people. So Bree Baby gonna just stay a fat ugly white lady, but Sugar Baby is gonna be popping, popping. She gonna be popping. I'm not saying the one here ain't popping, but I'm just saying, someone's getting a spanking. So let me go ahead and turn off my turn off my live. I don't want to record and spankings and stuff. Well, it might not be a spanking. The kids could be fighting. Who knows? But somebody crying. Nope, I'm wrong. It's not a spanking. The kids fighting. They done now. It's over that fast. Okay. Well, anyway. So yeah, it's so cute. Like my daughter used to date this girl that was so beautiful. She was so beautiful. I think I'm gonna cast the sugar baby to look like her because I really, really like that girl. For my daughter. You know. Now my daughter is all hung over the sugar baby. The sugar baby. She and her father have been sharing her for years. You know. They both still love her. They both can't let go. My daughter can't let go of the sugar baby, nor can my husband. Ex, even though he's married to an ugly white woman, he still is connected to this sugar baby. But it's not only just him. My sons are connected. One of my sons have been intimate with her. You know what I'm saying? So it's like she's one of those sugar babies that run through the family. I think she's been with a cousin, a brother, the father. You know what I mean? Whatever. Who knows? I don't know. It just getting deep. But when I do cast her, she's gonna look different, but the acting will still be the same. Because I know how the sugar baby acts, so I'll be able to teach and coach um, whoever I cast. For that role, they will act like her, but just look differently. There's a look I want the sugar baby to have. That's just a preference of mine. But other than that, shoot, everything gonna stay the same. When I get to that point. But I do want to see my life on film, on screen, some kind of way. And I can actually see like myself in a studio, guys. I can see myself coaching actors and actresses, and I can see myself setting up, sets and things. All the stuff I've been doing all my life for other people. I can see pulling all this together for myself. One big production of my life. I'm gonna go all the way back to dancing for Dudley Randall. I danced for Dudley Randall. I danced on the scene. there's a lot for me to put in a movie or a TV series or something. I have a lot to offer. But the deliverance of a this type of marriage, when God provide an escape, ooh, and in my case, this man took almost 10 years to leave me for this white woman. I don't know. I have no idea when they met. They may have known each other in college for all I know. Who knows? I don't know nothing about this woman. And it's sad. I spent 25 years with a man, and he ran off and married a stranger to the point where I don't know this woman at all. His sugar baby know her. The adopted kids know her. They all love her and know her, I guess. Whatever. They all happy. They made it work for themselves. They create a whole secret life outside of me and my daughters. And so he also was honoring, he was trying to honor to a degree because he didn't share his Bree baby with my daughters. That was my daughter's way of no, I don't even fucking with y'all no more. I might be, you know, trying to keep in touch to be nosy, but they didn't go to the wedding. They weren't invited, you know. So that's where my daughters realized he had favoritism. He was I was always accused of showing favor or some shit. How? How? Show me where the favoritism was. My daughters were not at the wedding, but the boys were. Or whoever. I don't know who I was there, but one of the boys claimed to have been there. One of the boys claimed to have been there. Where initially he wasn't a part of it. Y'all had threatened him not to, and y'all used the wedding as a way to try to manipulate him and whip him into shape. Kiss y'all ass to be a part of y'all life. So basically, my boys have to dump me in order to be a part of Bree life. And they was trying to set my daughters up to dump me in order to be a part of their life. But my daughters were like, hell no, that's my mom. My daughters are like, we know where the hell belly we came out of. What's fuck wrong with y'all? Think that we really gonna diss our mother for cat? Well, sugar baby, you think we gonna diss our mother for this white woman? Y'all crazy. Only y'all do that. ah. Ooh, Jesus. Like I said, I'm just glad me and my kids are back together. I am so glad. So now we can all work together so that somehow, some way, I can have some type of TV movie production studio opportunity or something. Something's gonna happen. But I did find somewhere to at least do some music. I want some type of theme song, some type of Dr. Alicia the Preacher theme song. I think I might, come up with a song called He Left Me for a White Woman. He left me for a white woman. Hey, he left me for a white woman. I'm gonna come up with a nice little He Left Me for a White Woman song. Because him doing that is ultimately what freed me. Freed me to be able to even talk about having my own TV movie recording studio somewhere. I mean, I don't have nothing right now, so I'm just talking shit right now. But this is how I manifest. I start by talking about it and keep talking about it. And then already a recording studio just for music is right around the corner for me. So I'm going to keep talking my mess, y'all, because kids are back in my life and grandkids are back in my life. And I didn't even know to ask for it or pray for it. Really, I mean, God is just doing it. I'm like, wow. And then a recording studio is nearby, and I don't even sing like that, but whatever. I'm just gonna roll with it. I'm not gonna say no to the Lord. I'm like, yes, Lord, yes, to your will and to your way. Yes. Just yes, 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 yes. Cause he making stuff popping over here. I feel alive again, you know, holding kids and, you know, juggling kids. It makes you feel alive. You have to be alive. Otherwise, them kids will run you over. And I'm not gonna let no kids run my house. I'm sorry. These kids are gonna learn all these rules and they're gonna follow them, and we're gonna be at peace. And they're doing good. So far, they're following a routine, and I'm thankful. They're learning the routine. Some challenges and stuff, but they see that there's a routine in there, and they're outside playing unlimitedly, and it's just beautiful. I have things for them to do, water play, and I got a lot more. I want to put a swing set back there. My kids had the kind of swing set that had like a playhouse at the top. I spoiled my kids. I love my kids. Oh my God. I loved my kids so much growing up. And I was always there for them. I love, love, love being a stay-at-home mom. I love making breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I love having a schedule for the kids. I had like a little checklist in the bathroom from 1 to 10. Brush your teeth, wash your face, do this, do. I had like a little list in the bathroom. Make sure you cover all these areas. And I knock on the door, be like, "What number are you on?" My number 5. What does number 5 say? You know what I mean? Ask my kids what it was like growing up. It was always a bunch of kids around because I was a foster. Once I was forced to adopt, I said, "Fuck it, we may as well just be foster parents." So there were times we had like 8 kids in the house. One year we did have 8 kids. Yep. I love living extreme, you know. So if you're gonna force me to do this, then hell, let's just go all the way with this, that, and the other thing, you know. So, but now I'm solo. Now I can make decisions on my own. I don't have to beg no husband for anything. I ain't got to be breadcrumbs no more. Embarrassed to no end. I ain't got to worry about who he's secretly sleeping with in the background, whether it's my kids, family members, friends. I'm done dealing with men on that level where they have access to my mind, money, kids. I don't want them having access to none of that kind of stuff. I'll just meet you outside somewhere. That's about as best it's gonna get. And like I said, I prefer couples at this point. I'm just single people. I don't even want to fake the funk. Don't even fake the funk. I'll just stick with couples because they like a little excitement. Couples like excitement. Some couples are kind enough to share their excitement together, and then others will just cheat on each other and do their excitement behind each other's back. I like the couples that can stick together and share together. You know, I feel like I'm entertaining. I'm an entertainer. I'm a performer. I like it. It is what it is. Always putting on a show and teaching my kids and grandkids how to put on a show. You know, it's just who I am. And I've kind of always been this way. And I'm glad that I'm divorced and not under the domination of someone else so that my kids and I can have a authentic experience, a real womb, natural womb experience. What I cook is what they eat. What I speak is what they hear. You know what I'm saying? I don't want no other man putting ideas in their head so he can steal their body, steal their lovers, steal anything from them again. Never again. Never again. I finally learned. Finally. It took a long time. It took a long time. But I got it. And I thank God for restoration. And I thank God for being able to talk to my daughters truthfully about what's been going on. Spiritually, naturally, emotionally, we cover it all. We cover it all. It wasn't always like this because of his control. He had such control where we wouldn't even conversate with each other about certain things. That's how much control he had. The sister, the two sisters weren't talking. I wasn't allowed to talk to them. They weren't allowed to talk to me. It was just weird. And to this day, my sons are just cut off. Just so people blame me, and I don't know how, but They do. They find their way to blame me, and that's cool. Blame me all you want. I'm just glad me and my girls and the grands are free, and we're not getting beat up. Now, do we have to check each other? Yeah, we gotta check each other. But we ain't just being abused. Just flat out, heads been beaten and choked out and kicked and shit. We're not being treated like that. Praise God. Now all these evil men are out of our life. They don't have easy access to us. Now has one threatened to roll up his old ass? Yeah, roll up if you want to. It ain't like I don't know where you live. You know. But anyway, if a man has it in his heart to harm two women and five kids in a home, well then who am I to stop that? Only God can deal with a man that's willing to harm three women and five children in a home. Only God can deal with some shit like that. Because Lord knows my ex ain't gonna speak up with his weak ass. He has never defended us or stood up for us for nothing. He just let anybody say and do whatever they want to us all these years. So sad. And it's my fault too. It's not just the ex. I was a dumb woman. Dumb. And God allowed me and my kids to be saved in the midst of my own silliness, my own foolishness, dealing with that type of man. So, all right, guys, I guess I'm done running my mouth for the day. Click like, hit the, let's see, subscribe button, notification bell. Keep up with your girl. I'm not monetized anywhere on social media. I'm still rather small potatoes here. But I do have a PayPal for those who just want to bless me and my family as we find our way to independence for the first time ever. I have never been independent in my life, guys. I went from family life to college to marriage, and then I'm not going to get married ever again. After 32 years, I served 32 hard years of black family life, marriage type stuff. The hardest kind you can have. Oh, God. And I survived. I survived. And, you know, and yes, the white woman, the sugar babies, and birthday twins, and work wives, and all these people feel like they won because they stole them. Good. Congratulations for stealing y'all, whatever y'all got. Congratulations. I'm happy for you. I'm just glad to be free of it. So we're both we're both happy. I mean, like, I'm happy and these other women are happy. So what's the problem? There is no problem over here. Just leave the money. Leave the money over here. All of it. No, I'm just kidding. No, but I really believe that my daughter and the sugar baby deserve something too. I really do. You know, they're young women, unmarried, and this man has been playing them for years, and he needs to compensate them. Just like Hagar in the Bible, you know, um, Abraham had to take care of Ishmael. Ishmael produced 12 nations, just like Jacob did. Ishmael did it before Jacob. How about that? But Hagar and Ishmael had to be honored and respected. So that's how I look at the sugar baby. Even though what she did was dirty, she didn't come to me and ask me for my husband. We had an open marriage. She could have just came and talked to me. She could have came and said, "Hey, I don't like the way you treat your husband. I think I can do better. I already live here. How about it?" I'm like, okay, why not? It was really that simple. But no, she wanted to play a game, trying to make my daughter jealous. Because again, this is my daughter's lover. This is my daughter's lover. Her and my daughter were living together, sexual, and this man took advantage, used his money to influence this young girl, and still got her to this day. And my daughter, I said, just let go, baby. Let go. Let go. Who wants to share a woman with their stepfather? Nobody do. Let go. Let go. Let him have her. Let your brother have her. Let them have her. Pull back. I know she love her, you know, and she was supposed to be for you, but your dad is not going to let her go. He's not. And it's so sad that your stepfather, ex-stepfather, we've denounced him now. He's gone because he don't have the strength to let go of a 30-year-old woman. Not have the love of her life. She won't have the goddaughter that she invested in. She got cheated. Even though he married to this white woman and got a whole family over there, he's held hostage my daughter's family. So my daughter, during her mental health care, a part of her mental health care and recovery is to accept that her stepfather won, so to speak. I hate to use those terms, but in order for her to accept that she has to let go, a part of the acceptance is that he won. They won. They want each other more than anything else. He told me no to my face when I said delete her out your phone. Now that we moved her out of the house, her mom is out of the house. Now that her mom, and all these kids and people is out of this damn house. All her friends and drug dealers and all these damn people are gone. Block her. He told me no. So that's why I know the answer is no for my daughter. If he can't say yes to me, then he definitely can't say yes to my daughter. And what did he do? Turn around and gave the sugar baby money for a car just last year. While he marrying a white woman, he's giving the sugar baby money for a car at the same time. Make it make sense. That's why I told my daughter, baby, you're not gonna win this one. He's not gonna let go. And she want that money. She's gonna take money from you and him, both give it. As long as y'all both giving money, she gonna take it on both ends. She gonna fuck whoever she gotta fuck for $1. That's what prostitutes do. That's what women off the street do. They take money and fuck whoever they got to. And they don't care if you're related, if they hurt you, they don't care. It's about the money. And I hate that my daughter had to find out this way. But I saw it coming a long time ago and I was just prepared. Despite my daughter, I had to be ready for this sugar baby. It wasn't about her, it was him, it was the husband. But I had to be ready. And I was. And I got through all the fighting that needed to be done. I never physically fought anybody, but it was a fight, y'all. And I was ready, one by one. I don't know how many people, one by one.